morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ninja Chickens channel. My name's Maria, and you can find me on most social media as Ninja Chickens. On Instagram, it's ninja.chickens. I'm on Facebook, but not often. Instagram is where you'll find me most often. And also on Ravelry as Ninja Chickens, where we have a Ninja Chickens Ravelry group. It's wonderful to be here with you today. It feels like it's been forever, but I think that's because I've been doing Vlogmas. So it feels like it's been a long time since I've sat down and done an official podcast. I know last time I said I wasn't going to do Vlogmas, but there were things I wanted to share with you, and the kids were actually kind of excited about doing a little filming here and there and taking part. So I am doing it occasionally when there's something that I can share and hope you will enjoy. So the last one that I put up late last night was about our Sunday trip to go caving. We drove about an hour and a half from here and went with a group that Leaf goes to classes with on Mondays, and it was really fun. So if you haven't seen that, I would encourage it. It's mostly the last half of the Vlogmas, but it was really, really neat, and I got some interesting videos and pictures of the insides of the caves. And the cave, I forgot to mention, it's called Worley's Cave, and on the way in there's signs about, you know, how to treat a cave kindly, how not to cause destruction, you know, take in what you take out, or take out what you take in, stuff like that. But it also said that that cave was the second longest cave in Tennessee, at 4.4 miles, I think, long, and was also 550 million years old, which I thought was pretty amazing. So I wanted to mention that also. So yes, this is a fibery podcast, generally, about knitting and spinning and all things crafty related to fiber. I have a few things to show you today that I'm excited about. Let's see, the first thing is a finished object that was not even started last time I saw you. I had talked about how I wanted to do a squishy cabled hat for Toby, my husband, because he wanted to cast something on but didn't know what, and had this idea of what he wanted to do from something he'd seen in the store. So I knit this. It does not have a name yet. It's a new design. It has a twisted rib on the bottom, a cable down the front, just one large cable, and then some slip stitch pattern. And I thought it would have enough to keep an advanced knitter happy and excited. And it also has 3 fun things that maybe beginning knitters would like the challenge of learning. So that's it. It is, let's see, which way do I need to turn it? There we go. It's hard to figure it out. It's slightly slouchy. I did this out of one single skein of Ancient Arts yarn, but I have 2 skeins that I'll show you in just a little bit from the Farmer's Daughter Fibers that she sent me to make an even bigger one, because I really wanted to make it long and slouchy and squishy. But I really like it, and I love the way this slightly speckled yarn still shows the pattern, but you know, it's a lot of fun. And I made a cute little pom-pom to go with it. And on the inside, I tied the pom-pom on with a big button. And that way, if you don't want your pom-pom on, you can just pull the tie and take the pom-pom off. It's funny, Isabella was sitting next to me this whole time I was preparing, and then as soon as I start talking, she starts meowing at me. Like I'm talking to her, so she's responding. So that is the new hat. And on one of my Vlogmas episodes, I asked for suggestions for a name, and there were lots of great names, so I really appreciate it. Right now, I think, and I'm going to have to look it up and see if there's already a Hearth hat, but I think the name that I might go with is Hearth. It just brings those feelings of coziness and warmth and family and snow that kind of were going on when I knit this hat. So we'll see. So the second one, I'll show you some of my acquisitions since I'm talking about that hat. The second hat is going to be knit in this. Look at that squishy gorgeousness and those speckles. So this is, like I said, Farmer's Daughter fibers. It's her squishy, bulky base, and this is her Stagecoach Mary colorway. And she sent these to me so I could do a, there we go. Come on, you can do it. Focus on the cool speckles. Well, she sent these to me so I could do a much larger one. So I'm hoping to cast those on today. It just feels good. I mean, you know how in fingering weight yarn, there's nothing wrong with it. I love it just as much, but man, a big, squishy, bulky yarn feels so good. So I'm excited to get this on my needles. She also sent along, she's an herbalist, Candace, from Farmer's Daughter Fibers. She sent me a tea, which I thought was lovely. And perfect for right now, a nice sleepy dream tea. So, I don't have any other finished objects. I've been working a little bit on two things. One is that I picked up my granny stripe crochet blanket. The pattern is by Lucy of Attic 24. And I've added a little bit to it. Let's see. There we go. Not a whole lot. Mostly the purple stripe and started in the green. It's nice just to pick up when I feel like I need something without having to think about it. And I got this sweet needle holder from Mars of Hey Brown Berry. She's the one who taught me how to crochet this summer. And it holds in this gorgeous wooden needle that I got from Bee Queen collection. And they all have chess heads on them. And this one is out of, oh, I can't remember the name of the wood, but it's just beautiful. They've had videos before on their Instagram feed of the husband of the team turning the wood on his lathe and all the detail that goes into just shaping it. And then Mackenzie, the wife of the team, carving out the head of the needle. And it's really cool to watch. My husband likes turning on a lathe occasionally, so I always call him over so he can watch what they're doing. So that is that. And then I have one other work in progress that I started because I just wanted something to fiddle with and wasn't sure that I wanted to start a new pattern, a new detailed pattern. And after I had published or released a bunch of sock blanks and bags, and there were 2 left that hadn't sold. And I had them to the side when I was packing everything else up, and I looked at them and I was like, gosh, those would be so pretty together. It was a deep red madder dyed sock blank that had faint leaf prints in it, and then a creamy sock blank that had faint brown leaf prints in it. And the 2 of them together were just beautiful. So I thought, I'm going to cast something on. And I wanted something other than socks. It was 2 full skeins. And I thought, I love shawls, but I don't wear them that much. So I thought maybe a cowl would be nice, and decided to make a stripy cowl with somewhat large stripes. So let's see. I did a provisional cast on, and then just started knitting them up. And you can see the variation in the cream, especially where there was some leaf print. And I like it. I cast it on, oh, I don't remember how many stitches. I'll probably write it up. But a bunch of stitches so that I can knit it as a tube. And that way it'll be thick, but also a nice big wrap. And I think I'm going to make it super long so I can wrap it around twice. But it's such an easy pattern. It can be adjusted to make any number of colors or any number of stripes, depending on, I mean, it could be a good type of cowl, I think, for using your little mini skeins too. So I'll put that together. But what I'll do is I'll knit it really long in a tube and then just attach the end, you know, seam together the end, and then I'll have a nice long cowl. And I like it. I usually like to knit directly from the sock blank because then you can see the print going into whatever you're knitting. But you could probably see this first red stripe, I started knitting directly from the sock blank. And it just looks so messy, and I know that that blocks out because every time I've ever done socks or anything else from sock blanks, you get that kink from where it's been knitted into the sock blank. You get that in your knitting, and then when you block it, it evens out. But I wanted to see it look more neat as I knit it, so you can see the difference from this right here going into the white and the next stripes. What I did was after this first stripe, I just broke the yarn, and then I took both sock blanks and I unraveled the whole thing. I just put them on my Swift and wound them up into a skein basically, and then soaked them in real hot water. Most of the kink came out, not all of it. I mean, you can see it's still just the tiniest bit curly, but not so much that it bothers me at all when I'm knitting, or that you can tell in the knitting. It was quite a pain to wrap it up into balls because it still had enough kink that it wanted to catch on itself. But these are both of them now. And I really like how they look together. I wasn't intending to make them look like a candy cane or like Dr. Seuss's hat or the Cat in the Hat, but I think once it's done, it'll be really cool looking and maybe not so candy cane-ish. We'll see. But that is my only other work in progress. And I don't know what I'll call that yet. I'm not usually this much of a designer, but it seems like recently I've just had little ideas that are going quickly. In the beginning, it seemed like all the things I wanted to design were super detailed and mathematical and took so much brain power to figure it all out. Now I'm like, oh, I want a big bulky hat. So I'm putting it together and I like it. It's been a lot of fun. And the hat, by the way, the bulky hat is already in testing and at the test editor or the tech editor, so I'm hoping that along with the acorn hat that I did for Prado de Lana, I'm hoping those will both come out in January. Maybe even the cowl too, we'll see. Okay, let's see. Oh, spinning. Last time I talked with you, I was working on a braid of yarn from Countess Ablaze, and I finished it, and I really like it. Oh, you can see the sparkle good. The original braid seemed more vibrant in color, and I know that things will mute as you spin them if you don't take care to spin certain parts together or certain colors together. I was hoping this would have come out a little bit more like the original braid, but I still think it's really pretty. I don't know what I'll do with it. We'll see. But it was a dream to spin. It was nice and smooth and easy. It never had any lumps or neps or, you know, anything that can cause frustration. So I enjoyed it. I might see if I can get some more of her fiber. It is 3.6 ounces and 390 yards. So that's what, about a sport weight yarn? Yeah. Oh, and there's Countess Ablaze. I think that's it as far as what I've been knitting. I've gotten a lot of acquisitions in the last couple of weeks, many of them for knit-alongs or giveaways, so I'm going to show you those. I'm really excited about those. The first is pattern donations by Benita Story, who's from Dyed in the Wool, or the Fiber Pusher podcast, and she had seen that we were doing the colorwork sweater knit-along, so she donated 3 of her colorwork patterns from what she's calling her sequential art sock series, which are story patterns. So they go along, like as you knit them, you have a story. And they're very, very cool. So this one is Alien Encounters. The next one is Trip Up the Nile. And then, what was this last one? Walking Through China. Aren't those amazing? Those are some crazy detailed socks with amazing, amazing patterns in them. I can't imagine what it would have taken to figure out how to put those together, but they're beautiful. So this is going to be in the final giveaway for the knit along that we're doing right now with the colorwork sweaters. So thank you, Benita. I really appreciate that. Some other things that we got for giveaways, and I don't know if these will go into the Cowl or maybe something separate, since not all of you are able to knit the sweaters. We're going to put some of these in separate giveaways. But I don't know what yet. I haven't thought of anything that, but I will let you know as soon as I know. I ordered some things for myself from Maria Shpakova of Dillfield. And she makes gorgeous soaps and really nice body care products. So I ordered myself a little something to go under the tree. And she sent some soaps for you guys. One of them is a lemongrass and pink clay bar, and one is elderberries and raw milk. Both of these I'm going to keep wrapped, though I feel like I should unwrap them just to show you how pretty they are. But she sent a sample that has some of the stamping on it. She does, this is rowan berries and yarrow. And her soaps, Leaf says, all look like mountains. But look at that. It's hard to see the detail of how beautiful that is. She has these golden sparkle stamps of flowers and plants in her soaps. And it smells amazing. But they're just beautiful, and there's so much time and love put into these, so I'm really excited to be able to share these with you. So those are some things that are going to go for some giveaways. We also have, I was speaking with Cappy of the Yarn and I podcast. She is the Beautiful Dyer, and she sent me these to work with, hopefully on a new pattern, something color work maybe. And I think they're just beautiful. The green one is called Hops, and this is Janis Joplin's Car, which I think is funny because when we had talked about these colors, I had just come in from listening to Janis Joplin on the on a CD that I've got, and I really like her. So I thought that was fun. And then she sent these for you guys, which are some beautiful mini skeins. She puts a lot of love and attention into her dyeing, and intention into her dyeing, and I think they're really, really pretty. So I'm excited about this, and that's the Yarn and I. So thank you very much, Cappy. I'm excited about those. There's so much beautiful stuff that I have for you guys that I'm excited to share. And then one last thing, I think, and this was a gift that I just wanted to share with you guys from Giada Rose of Rose Witchery, and I've spoken about her a lot of times, number of times on this podcast before, so I wanted to show you something she sent me, and that is her 3 Spinsters bag. She's made a few of her art pieces into little project bags or whatever you want to use them for, but I love them. I think they're awesome. I love their yoked sweaters and the looks on their faces. So I'm excited to put my first project in here. Maybe the hat. I'll stick that in there today. So thank you, Giada. Really, really pretty. If you haven't checked out her artwork, you really should. She's Rose Witchery on Instagram, and also I think on Etsy. But she has some really beautiful stuff. So that is it for acquisitions. I think that's almost it. The only other thing I wanted to tell you about, since a lot of people commented on my Christmas tree, the last episode, I wanted to tell you a little bit about North Carolina and Christmas trees. So when I grew up, Cookie Dough's getting into the grocery bags. He's mad that he can't go into Leaf's room because Leaf's got his door closed so he can listen to podcast. And he's officially out of school for the holidays, so he's excited and just chilling out in his room. But anyway, so Christmas trees. When I grew up in Miami, it was always fake Christmas trees. To buy a real Christmas tree was insanely expensive, and it was really small, and you know, it's too hot of an area to grow Christmas trees anywhere near there, so they had to ship them in. Well, now we live in North Carolina, and there has never been a holiday season that we've not had a real tree. Often we will get one with roots, with the root ball on it, so we can plant it somewhere in the yard. But North Carolina, I pulled up some facts for you. North Carolina has about 1,300 growers of Fraser fir. That's just, there are a lot. You can get blue spruce, you can get certain types of pine, but Fraser fir is the most common one that they grow in North Carolina. Or for you Outlander fans, Fraser fir. Fraser, I think is how he says it. The Fraser fir is about 98% of the Christmas tree sales from North Carolina, and North Carolina has the second ranking Christmas tree industry in the nation. It produces almost 20% of the Christmas trees in the United States, and is often one of the ones chosen to go to the White House from North Carolina. So we live in an area that is very full, and actually we can drive about 20 minutes from here to our closest Christmas tree farm. It's also out in Leicester, which is where I live. Just drive up into the mountains and go on a tractor ride around the farm and get hot chocolate and listen to tunes, and it's a really fun experience to be able to go pick your own tree like that. So I just thought that was cool. I thought I'd share it with you because I know that there are lots of small Christmas tree farms around some of the northern states in the United States, and in other countries, of course, but North Carolina is apparently fairly well known for all of its Christmas trees. So I think that's it. We will celebrate the winter solstice on Thursday, and celebrate Christmas with our families next week, and I guess I'll be talking to you. Wait, that's going to be December 1st, or January 1st, isn't it? I think it is. I don't even know what it is today, but I think the next Monday that I plan to podcast, I will actually be out of town with my friend Mars Hey Brownberry in Florida, so maybe we'll podcast together. We'll see. If I don't speak to you before then, well, I will Vlogmas with you, but if I don't podcast with you before the holidays, I hope you all have amazing holidays. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, beautiful solstice, wonderful Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Whether you celebrate or not, I hope you have a beautiful holiday season, and share it with those that you love, and have lots of joy in your life as the new year comes around. Take care. Bye-bye. If that mockingbird won't sing